player. We have seen Impact play it in the past, but it's not always his kind of champion.
I think his Akali game though was very good from what I remember. I could have a flawed memory there, but it seemed pretty solid. Sett going to be even more likely to be grabbed up. We have seen Sett versus Gwen played before. That matchup was upset by some jungle ganks though when we cast it yesterday.
Oh,
and the
Rek'Sai
ban that we saw yesterday is on the menu.
Okay.
You talked about different champs. I am happy that CLG say, look, there is the meta game, there is everyone else plays, and here's what we play. Broxah brings out the Rek'Sai. Quick tech for Rek'Sai players out there. By the way, most of you don't know this, Emax on Rek'Sai. It is way better than Qmax. You're welcome for the 3% extra win rate. Just max the tunnels, it's more damage, it's more mobility, it's the better Rek'Sai build. She's really good if you max the tunnels. Rek'Sai for Broxah should be doing the same.
Gonna be interesting to see what he does with that. Already, I'm imagining you pick Gwen first, you go towards the Rek'Sai. If I am a top laner against this, I'm like, oh god, they're coming top. Because Rek'Sai has some really good gank paths. They have the ability to go over walls and avoid wards in a way that a lot of other junglers can't. You know, the main one that I always think of is Zac alongside the Rek'Sai, who can kind of just hop over the wall, tunnel over the wall. So, will be interesting to see if Impact can be picked on. I would say, if there's a guy in the league that you want to be going up against this, it's probably Impact, because he's so good at playing weak side, at minimizing loss even when focused. So EG are set up well with both the Sett pick and also the person piloting the Sett most likely to be able to handle that. But I'm also interested to see if they're going to draft multiple options for Broxah to go towards. You know, will they draft something with good ganks up in the mid lane? Will they draft, you know, hard engaged support so that Broxah can really pick and choose his moments and attack whatever lane feels best?
Galio off the table. LeBlanc gone as well, as we're pretty confident EG submitted mid laner. Jiizuke has certainly played some Tristana before, but it has looked shaky in the late game, so likely just going to Danny down there. Obviously, with the Thresh ban, we weren't expecting to see any Aphelios or Jinx as a result of that one. As it seems like that's the pairing that everyone wants to play, and they won't play those champs without the extra appeal for the support, so off the table.
The Thresh ban has just kind of gained value because TK was the other pairing, and that's just not really being played in that role anymore, at least at the pro level. So
okay, they're doing it though.
Okay.
Lucian mid, Marksman mid, so Diana going to be the only magic damage here for EG.
Very interesting. I mean, you could theoretically go range support, but generally not going to bring much damage from that role in pro play either way. So it will be up to that. Diana is a power farmer, can work really well there. Nautilus would make some sense. More gank setup for Broxah here. There are a number of squishy champions that you can dive towards, and I would honestly love something that has great gank setup against the Lucian. You know, even something like the Lissandra that we've seen can, I think, be very effective in actually locking down and setting up on the Diana, the Tristana, the Lucian. Any of these champions are very squishy. Any sort of CC plus a Rek'Sai with any amount of gold generally equals a kill in my experience, so wouldn't mind seeing something a little bit out of left field, you know, one of the specials that CLG has brought out in the past, but instead it will be the Azir, so it just feels like basically standard League of Legends with a Rek'Sai kind of just slapped in there, and I'm not as convinced by this. You know, maybe Broxah will just have an incredible Rek'Sai game and it will really pay off, but I do kind of like when they over-index towards one style, right? I just think that now you have Azir where it's like, well, you can't really gank the Lucian that easily unless he's way over pushed up or maybe post level 6. You do have the Nautilus for setup there, but they're going to draft a fairly defensive bot lane, Braum plus Tristana, so that limits your options as far as ganking down there. And then, if you can only go top, well, guess what? They're going to ward around it. They're going to try to play around it, play relatively defensively. Gwen can chase down someone like the Sett, but the Sett to die to this gank has to be kind of pushed up, because you don't have any sort of CC coming through from the Gwen. It's more just about chasing down the Sett in the long lane. So I'm not sure that they've really created the best draft for Broxah to be successful on the Rek'Sai, a champion that still, like the old days, really does have to play from ahead. You kind of have to snowball. Their utility is very poor compared to a lot of these other junglers. You just have the one little knock-up, so you got to get ahead. You got to be dominating in the early game to really have as much value as someone like the Diana is going to have.
Of course, so specific interactions to talk about with these champions. So Rek'Sai, of course, if you don't know, as long as you're burrowed, you just right-click on them, and as soon as they're in range, you'll get your knock-up. So you can't, like, be smart about it and, like, Braum W over or Lucian dash over and, like, not get caught, because if he's clicked on you, it's going to happen no matter what. However, the thing I'm looking at, though, is Broxah basically has to flash knock-up if he wants to catch Sett, because otherwise you're tunneling forward, and he's just like, well, Facebreaker. I've stunned you, and I'm going to walk away and be out of knockup range now. So Broxah basically is going to have a really hard time ganking Impact without the flash. We probably see a level 4 flash gank top, and maybe that's going to be enough for them, but that's kind of what we're looking at here, figuring out if he can get any of the ganks off. Finn is not running Ignite, by the way. It is TP flash on the Gwen. We are on the Rift. Let's see who's going to come away with this one. CLG hoping to find their way going up in the standings. They have been down somewhat here in summer.
Pretty interesting to see Turtle actually going for Exhaust. So it's Ignite Exhaust bot lane here for CLG. They want to bring the Exhaust to be able to answer the Tristana, but they still want the Ignite for the kill pressure. So they are trying to go for a much more aggressive setup. And I think it's going to have a lot of value in this game, you know, because even once you're out of lane, having Exhaust for the Diana can be really, really high value. So I think it's a pretty smart adaptation, gives them some more potential power in any sort of all-in 2v2, or if you do want to call Broxah there and try to force, might be better set up to succeed.
I will say one of the big things is Exhaust really, really fits the combat pattern against Tristana, especially with the Hail of Blades. Yep. You're going to block the auto attacks and the explosive charge, or she sits there not doing anything for a really long time to wait at Exhaust, and you're like, well, I functionally stunned you with my Summoner spell. None of those do that. This feels good too. So it really does fit the combat pattern nicely. You mentioned Diana. I agree. That's also a front-loaded kit. Yasuo's one of those where you're kind of blocking all the damage all up front. So I like this a lot. I think you'll actually get more total health back through Exhaust than through Ignite. And we get to watch.
Are they going to invade?
They're sticking around, but not really. Just a defensive ward that's not getting swept. Jiizuke looks like he's going to go and put his trinket down and just the very last second. And he's going to just walk into the Azir, take a little bit of damage, and just auto him back, take the Q, and look, he won the trade.
Yep, nicely done there by Jiizuke. So just trying to threaten, I think, on that start. And it actually, I'm not sure if this was a pre-planned route or if they did dissuade it by threatening the invade, because Braum,
wow, Finn wants to fight right away. He says, you know what, screw it, I will flash to auto you, get some decent damage down. But does that force, because here's the thing, if he's not going to get ganked in 5 minutes, that flash clone doesn't matter. But he's, you know, pushing Impact down for now.
Yeah, well, I still think it's pretty good if you actually force him to recall, but because Sett has so much regen and he still had the potion, plus he has the Doran shield, you need subsequent damage. You still actually need more. If you can make him recall without a buy, that I think is worth it to actually play aggressively like that. It's obviously a longer cooldown than the Ignite, but you've got to be able to force him back to base, and that has to have the follow-through. Otherwise, Sett is just going to slowly regen back to full.
Sure, and so we'll see if that means absolutely nothing, and maybe Finn gets punished. Worth noting, Broxah managed to path around the Trinket Ward, so went for the Wolves into going bottom side, then to red bump. You just saw the missing ping, by the way. EG's like, look, this guy's not on Raptors, by the way. Probably top side. Probably Wolves, you know, like blue to top, so hey, be careful, Impact. They should not expect Rek'Sai to be bot now.
This is a really good highlight from you. I think it's interesting. It is obviously a much less efficient path, so that is the trade-off, but he knows he's got to get something done early, and it's going to make him fairly all-in, it feels like, on this first gank. I'm assuming he's going bot because he did this kind of clever path. This will get him level 3. Really creative path here. And they got a hard commit with the Ignite Exhaust. They got to get a kill now.
Okay, based on that movement, you now know you were on a ward. They put it in the river. Sadly for Broxah, he's not going to get a play. He stays in the brush, walks out. Now this is definitely fully known. They even know that he's heading towards this side of the map. But sadly, Diana started bot side, so Broxah will not get a single camp. He gets a ward and nothing else.
Man, I'm really disappointed they didn't commit to that. I really feel like if you're going to set up your whole path for this and be really inefficient to do it, you've got to do more. He's just 2 camps behind now. Sure, you're going to trade Scuttles and you can go back to
where they know he's there.
Oh, God.
That's okay. He can jump the wall. He's going to be fine. But the flash follow. Finn has no flash himself. They literally could have called Scuttle was dead. Pother saw it walk back for the circle. He face checks Svenskeren and first blood goes over to EG.
And now you are so far behind in the jungle matchup. You know, you sacrificed multiple camps to actually get down there, do this inefficient path. It was clever, but EG played well around it. They just backed it up. There was no commitment to the play. They didn't actually go for it. Maybe it wouldn't have worked out either way. And your jungler then gets a free kill off your top laner who flashed early to try to pressure. Impact hasn't even TP'd, and he has way more farm now. So, like, everything is kind of down the drain a little bit here for CLG. We'll see if they can get any sort of play back. You know, Svenskeren did commit his flash. That's a small win, but it's going to be tough. I mean, your buy wasn't even any good for Finn. He got boots and a refillable, and he's down without summoners. So Impact can just back it up when he wants. He'll have much better buy and can TP back to lane.
All right, CSing up at the top side, level 5. First for Impact, level 4.25 for the poor Gwen. So Finn's in a really rough spot here. has not gotten any leads off of what happened in the early game. And now a bot lane fight. WildTurtle is stunned. They're going to rocket jump right over the Nautilus. A flash to safety, not going to mean a whole lot. That was a
nice
great
hook.
anchor. Great by Smoothie. It should keep him safe. The flash for the root, but now they can go back onto the Nautilus. 300 health. He'll still survive. A trade won by EG. Good mechanics out of CLG, but now Svenskeren is here. Sweeper's going to see him. That's a kill. That's a kill. Svenskeren's on 2. Smoothie's on the way out. He'll survive, but this game is getting run over by EG.
Yeah, really nice angle on the Q from Braum. Ignar out of the brush there, tagged on to WildTurtle. And it felt like the exhaust came through pretty late. I think the explosive charge had already fully gone off. So, you know, Danny playing pretty well around that, didn't actually jump in until that damage had already largely been put through. Smoothie did have a great hook, pulling Danny out of the air, saving his AD, but it was all for naught because Svenskeren got down there. They didn't immediately back off. They wanted to try to stay around, and instead it's just another kill over to Diana. It's pressure for the EG bot lane, an easier reset for them.
Broxah does not check the brush for the ward, knows where Impact is going. The team can try to collapse. Gwen still having to clean out this wave topside. Can go to come off. Flash knockup is in. Decent damage. Impact is not 6. He does have Flash. Punches a lot of damage. Flash is in for more, but they're going to get the trade. They push him into the wall, and finally CLG are on the board.
Yep, going to be coming down. They get that kill. That's a big one for Finn. A little bit slow on the rotation. I think we just assumed that his 2 players might have it. He might not have to move. It does end up costing the flash from Broxah there. Impact trying to fight his way out, but EG will get something back on this bottom side. Going to be able to grab the first dragon of the game. But CLG must have a winning lane to play through. So now they're at least creating that on the top side. The wave crashes, so Impact will miss out on actually a lot of this. Going to be losing quite a few minions, so he'll be down a little bit in experience himself now. And Finn will also have the gold lead. So now you just got to rinse and repeat, continue trying to get that Gwen ahead, have a lane to really play through.
Alrighty. Well, we get to try the rest of this game if they can find a lane to play through, as you're mentioning, trying to get Finn continually ahead on top side. Jiizuke's Lucian. Yeah, he's usually doing quite well. This time around, actually just trading farms. So statistically, Pobelter is crushing this lane compared to the norms against Jiizuke. But just farming equally. We'll see if he pops off eventually. Likely to.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a great player to watch in lane. I really love Jiizuke's laning phase. He is so aggressive. His forward percentage is the highest of all the mid laners. He has one of the best CSDs, I think second in the league as far as mid lane goes. And he really does challenge his opponents. You know, he has that kind of mindset. He talked about it. We saw the clip from yesterday when he was on the analyst desk. The idea that you have to believe that you are going to be able to make a play, that you're not going to be the one to cost the game, to be able to go for these aggressive plays. And that's how you create advantages in League of Legends. And it's been pretty cool.
Smart optimization by Svenskeren. Good smite. Good job, Broxah, getting his red buff back. Sven, you saw him let the Q go through the red buff while still checking Krugs, getting the vision. And in fact, I believe saw Smoothie waiting there. And it's like, actually, no, let's just piece out of that one. Good job with the I like that one. Good job, Empire. You're tracking what his pathing normally looks like from maybe solo queue replays and whatnot. Tracked it. And yeah, we actually did see bot lane had warded in front of the bot lane tri-brush. By 2:40 into the game, and that bot lane gank didn't happen.
And that is one of the things. If you're predictable in your play, even if it is through solo queue, a lot of the coaches will be looking through, trying to find these patterns, identifying what you like to do. And if this is a path that he often uses, hey, maybe they sussed it out, knew to back off early, and that's some really impressive prep if that's the case.
Blast plant hit. Impact doesn't know for sure, but Broxah flashless. This gank is always going to be reactable. You can always get the stun and then just simply walk away. But now Broxah in from behind. Here we go. Lets the Naka come in, dunks in to buy a bit more space. Impact now on the run. Punches in for a bit of shielding. Getting flashed under. There's the clap into the turret. Finn still gets the auto attack, and there is the kill picked up. So CLG getting kills through topside. Gold is still 1,000 apart, but CLG somewhat catching up.
Nicely done. They needed to get that repeat. They need to play through a winning lane here. Broxah pairing up with Finn, getting that kill. Doesn't even cost them the Rek'Sai ulti, which is nice. Svenskeren looking for a wrap here, but don't think there's going to be too much of a play. I think Finn should just be able to walk it out. Yeah,
does so. Svenskeren tries to make sure, are you taking a greedy recall? Didn't, I believe, see him walk away, but either way, you're definitely getting this wave. He doesn't, I think, have to hard push it. Obviously, he wants to be pushed to his own time, but the longer you take for these minions, the more chance that Impact can get the XP. yeah, like technically, like probably there could have been 6 casters up for him, but Svenskeren, you know, cleared the way as best he could and gets a lot of it himself.
And even though it sucks for Impact, Diana scales well. So Diana getting that golden experience is a big deal. And when you're actually looking at the individual jungle matchups, Svenskeren is getting so far ahead. You know, plus 20 CS, has 2 kills. Broxah has been involved in some stuff, but just got the assists out of it. So that is something that will be a concern. You know, Finn has got to make good on this advantage here.
To check in, it's an 800 gold lead to Svenskeren, but also an 800 gold lead to Finn. And Finn also, by the way, you can see 8 to 7 is up a level.
Carries.
So top lane should be in a spot where it's now going to start winning on its own. Like, obviously, again, it started really poorly, good Svenskeren gank, but Finn should be able to keep accruing advantages here, and that's a good gank priority. That's getting him the last hits. That's good. So we'll see that if that comes true, and CLG can maybe tilt some other lanes with Brox's pressure.
You got to be careful, though, about where Broxah shows up. If you show up to a losing lane and Svenskeren is there too, that gets really dangerous, right? If you have the 2v2 top, you can say, well, Finn is ahead, I'm behind, but it evens out, so we can outplay this. If you go bot, who's already losing very hard, and Svenskeren's there, you're probably doomed. So Svenskeren is going to play around his strong lane, knowing that even the 3v3 really does favor them. He's got the Rift Herald as well, so you take down that second plate, they could even just drop Herald, and this should be a straight-up tower here. I don't think that there's much recourse for CLG. It might not quite go down. Looks like it has a little bit too much health. But next wave potentially could get that.
Unless they're worried about TP difference, Impact's TP coming up just now. It has just returned from cooldown.
And they were, and they actually backed up, swept out the lane, so they cleared out that ward. That would have been the potential TP ward here from Finn, so really kind of checking all the boxes, and that's smart play from EG.
It is. And it means the EG are up 1,700 gold. 4 plates down to the bot lane, I believe 2 taken in mid. Top's only down 1 plate to CLG's favor, so certainly, yeah, getting more out of the turret game. You look at CS, obviously that's looking really good for EG in most places. As you mentioned, CLG has that 1 point of pressure, that 1 lane with more gold earned, and the other 4 roles are EG favored.
Absolutely. They're also getting the objectives. Second Dragon going to be going down here in a pretty quick timing. With Turtle not having his support there, that tower is just gone. The rich get richer. Danny already fairly ahead now. Going to be having that first turret gold in his pocket. I mean, they're on pace for, you know, potentially a 22, 23-minute soul, which is ridiculously fast. It's also going to be Ocean.
Round 3 topside. Finn gets a bit of the ulti across. Here we go. Impact has ult. Will it be enough? When's the facebreaker come in? There we go. Dunks back towards the turret, but has not gotten aggro yet. Stunned up. Shield comes in. Rek'Sai ult to immune it, and just no one pulled aggro. The stuns did not matter. 3 kills topside. 1 finally back to Broxah. 2 plates taken in the top lane. That's some more gold in the pockets. Finn and Broxah kind of got a 2v8 this game.
Yep, really well played. You know, you will give some credit to the Azir as well, who has been kind of holding in there. He's down on farm, so, you know, can get in there and potentially mix things up, but a nice dive. And I think the setup was quite good. You know, just trying to poke down Impact, bouncing back, waiting for Broxah here, path around that ward. Impact gets pretty lit up by the ward, by these trades, and then you just got to play it slow. You have to make sure that you're not pulling aggro before Impact spends his spells. That's the key thing in a dive like this. Once the ulti is used, then it's okay to actually pull the aggro. The turret gets reset off of Broxah as he ults in, so Finn knows he just stays towards the outer range of that turret aggro. He can reset it on the exit.
Minor thing to point out, I believe Impact is worth 220 gold on the kill, only 110 on the assist. So what's interesting is that kill is worth 330. Most kills are worth 450. So those kills are pretty significantly like a full minion wave less gold value to CLG per kill, because he's not getting assists, he's not getting back in the game. And that can matter, right? That can make the break points where it's like, oh, I could have finished my mythic, but well, I got 50 less gold on all my assists, so oh well, you know, too bad, I don't have a break point yet. You know, theoretically that can matter. It's one of the downsides of camping 1 lane over and over again.
Get your support up there, into over a Phreak, you know, reset that.
Be a homie, Smoothie. give him some cash and pay it back to your squad. Oh, well, still, obviously, it is very EG favored. 2K, 2 dragons, feels pretty nice. As we mentioned, they've been doing really well. Jiizuke up to his 20 CS lead that we pretty much expect to see. He's been doing great in the mid lane.
Yeah, and it's got to be kind of about the X factor from CLG when you're looking at the straight-up 5v5. I don't think that CLG have any shot of playing just front to back and kind of walking at them. It's got to be a great Azir ult. It's got to be some sort of flank where Finn is getting great value out of his Shroud. If you can have that W up, be hitting the marksman when they're not hitting you, you can maybe turn things around. But other than that, I mean, EG is going to show up for every single dragon. You have double marksman plus Braum Sett as the front line. The Braum passive is going to proc almost instantly. Sett is going to be there to dunk whoever dives in off of his marksman. And you're just going to have a very high amount of DPS. So I do think it becomes very difficult for CLG to fight standard fights.
Here we go. Herald number 2 looks like going to be a very easy claim. Is a fairly low-level second Herald. The Herald charge is based on the level of champions in the game when it is slain. And it caps around, like, I want to say like level 11 or something. It's actually pretty high at like 2750 for the damage of the charge. Of course, this is somewhat earlier on, average level more like 8. So it always has more than 2K, but it's not going to be the really extreme charges that takes, you know, 2/3 out of a tier 2 turret.
Yep, absolutely. I think EG has been really smart about this, always actually sweeping out the lane wards before they push. They know that Finn is often playing with advantage, that he can maybe have the first move, the first TP, try to actually take down Danny. So they're always clearing out those potential TP wards. And even though the Herald is a little bit weaker than normal, I think we're just going to see them drop it prior to this next dragon. That seems like the kind of go-to play here. You go mid, you play for Prio there, you drop Herald while you're moving into the river, trying to threaten the dragon, and make CLG deal with you on 2 fronts at once.
A little damage here. Luton's Echo. Tempest, I guess now the actual name is, done in the mid lane, means Pobelter has a much better time at fighting Jiizuke in the mid lane. That burst matters, the magic pen matters. Even there, hits the minions, splashes off, hits him for the 100 damage. Not a horrible thing, so he might start feeling better about his mid lane matchup. Again, farm, not bad. Anytime you see 10 CS a minute, you're happy about your mid laner. Lucian, though, higher than that, more like 11 or 12. Obviously, Jiizuke going to be pretty comfortable himself. Bit of top lane pressure, but Danny just safely, comfortably farming it in front of his turret. Not in danger of being dove. He is Tristana after all. And we get to chill a little bit longer. 2,500 the gold lead, and the next dragon spawns in just 30 seconds. Can Finn translate his lane lead into some kind of team fight victory? Without a mythic, it's going to be tough. I
agree. He does have a stopwatch, so a little bit of an X factor there. Not sure how much gold he has in pocket. Is he close to completion? He is. He actually has, you know, almost 1,100 gold in pocket, so he will be getting close there. We'll see if he can get enough gold, get back to base, buy that up prior to the dragon, because the dragon's about to spawn. But EG for now are actually still just up on the top side, so not a huge amount of priority being paid towards that bottom side river. But I think they'll walk through mid, they'll get Prio there, drop the Herald, and move towards this dragon and look to put its soul point.
There you go. Yeah, mid lane, this will just about die to do the simple Herald crash. With the minions coming in, I think it definitely does drop. You want someone close by, though. You do not get guaranteed local turret gold. Then he hits it once. There's the crash not quite killing, and it drops to the explosive charge. That does guarantee it, so Danny gets 300 into his pockets. Can't spend it yet, but hey, this dragon, they've still got the gold lead. They've got the better items already. Riftmaker is in for Finn. And here comes the 5-on-5. CLG need this pretty desperately. Finn over the wall, ready to take the fight. Anchor's going to miss. Smite fight could be soon. In the front is Sett. Big damage. Smoothie gonna drop to explosive charge. Smite comes in. Broxah claims it. Svenskeren burns Azonia's hourglass. And now dunked backwards is Finn. Gonna try to stay alive, but he is stunned and he is going to die. Double kill is in for Danny. 900 plus gold earned for the team as a trade for a single dragon.
Yeah, Finn tried to play it well. I think he did a good job actually pressuring Svenskeren, attacking from that bottom side, but all of EG collapsed onto him. The rest of his squad could not fight through to actually join up with him. And despite the fact that it's a great smite from Broxah, they stave off this Ocean Soul. It's still a rough look overall as the PD is now complete. Svenskeren, can he get taken down?
Wants the 1v1, knows he's no Zonias, knows he's no ult, gets the combo, ults across, yes! Damage in for Broxah. New Stride Breaker gets a giant slow and gets the 1v1 kill. Nice play down a level.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Getting the shutdown, they want to get something back here. Find a way in, but Danny getting stronger and stronger. They won out in the 2v2. He got the tower gold. He's gotten a couple kills now under his belt. And this is kind of back-to-back games that have looked pretty good for Danny. He had a great Aphelios game yesterday. We can watch this one again here. A lot of it is about the flank from Finn, trying to come in from this angle, trying to pressure the jungle. On the other side, you can see Smoothie did actually miss that hook. The Braum passive comes through. You just get knocked down immediately. And then once he's down, it's all of EG just kind of collapsing down. Well, Jiizuke is actually zoning the rest of the CLG members out with the culling. They collapse onto Finn. He doesn't really have a way out. I think the angle was good, but not able to make anything happen with it. And then you called it. No stasis available, no flash available. Broxah tracks him with the burrowed passive, spotted him on the wolves, goes in, gets the shutdown, gets the kill. But the real question is, can he make that gold that he's getting really valuable in the 5v5? It's very tough to actually have successful 5v5s on Broxah when you're playing this Rek'Sai. Even when you've got a couple kills, you're still down gold to the Diana, and you still have to get past this Sett, past this Braum. You know, if the Rek'Sai starts getting strong, really all Impact needs to do is every time he bros in, you just dunk him back out into his team, right? And there's no secondary entrance really then for the Rek'Sai.
Alrighty, looking for continued team fighting though. Almost 4,000 now. The gold difference as EG knocked down their third and final outer turret. Top laners can battle. Finn though, only equal level to Impact right now. Looking at the two of them, still half a level up, but hasn't got the break point right now. And now Baron started instantly on 20.
Turtle's bot.
And
They can't get past.
They do not know. They don't have the vision. Well done, evil geniuses. Mid pressure, top pressure, and now CLG walk over. They'll walk in too late. Broxah sees him. There is no way he smites this in time. Finn gets some vision. Not going to get the snipe. Ulti not going to matter here. And it's time to just run away. EG a bit low. Is there a fight that CLG can win? Decent damage. Finn comes across. There's the first kill. Broxah just shut down instantly, and Finn will not have the damage. Burns his stopwatch, but now it is basically a 3v5 as the top laner goes down. A double kill in for Danny, and CLG can only run away. Not just the Baron, but also 2 kills go to evil geniuses.
Just a great call from EG. Oh, they're going in for Impact.
I like the W. Really good by Kaisa to stop the recall right at the timing. Doug will not turn the kill around. Good job. Really nice job to find a kill. Jiizuke's have the recall, but he's going to be fine.
Yep, they didn't have any eyes on him, so he will be able to walk it out. Good job by Turtle, as you said, stopping the recall, getting them 1 kill back, but it is a very small advantage after EG took so much there. I just think it's a great call, right? And it's really all about the positioning for Kaisa. Kaisa showed bot on the wave, and it is walking up this whole time. You know, yes, they showed that it was in fog, but Kaisa cleared out the wave. As soon as they see Turtle bot, there's no TP on Kaisa. She can never get here. So at worst, EG are then forced to turn into a 5v5 or really a 5v4 without the Kaisa there, which they're going to win anyway because they're playing from an advantage. In this case, they just rush down the Baron with the double marksman. They secure that. CLG is forced into this kind of desperate situation where they're saying, all right, we just probably lost the game. We need to try to kill off these Baron buffs. We need to try to get something back. So CLG tries to force the fight, loses the fight as well, insult to injury. They do get 1 kill back, which is nice, but it is not nearly enough as EG is just piling up the advantages.
5,000 gold. Their third dragon comes in just 30 seconds. Red Bull Baron power play so far so good. Not yet going for the tier 2 turrets though. Manicuring waves a little bit. Looks like they're going for the very safe dragon play and then siege afterwards.
And we're seeing even more popularity with this Anathema's Chains from Ignar. A lot of support players are prioritizing this, even over the Mythic we've seen at times. So going to be grabbing this up. I would suspect they're going to be marking Pobelter, trying to reduce a lot of the damage coming through from the Azir. Of course, Turtle could be an option there as well, but Braum dealing pretty well with the marksman. So it's an interesting buy. You know, really shuts down the ability that one person kind of has to deal that damage to you.
All right. Well, gold pretty close among Finn, Pobelter, and WildTurtle. We'll see now as Ignar walks the front line, puts the shield up. Ulti comes across on a 2. Decent damage now, and Pobelter gets away, but certainly Broxah cannot. Caught in the team and just dies. Svenskeren now to join the bottom side push. Jiizuke just simply on the split. Bot lane tier 2, plenty gold income there, and the lead just grows and grows and grows. 6,000 now going to be the lead here, even above that one. The Dragon is actually being left up. EG actually maximizing their turret kills first. Not rushing for the soul at all, but to knock down the base instead. Engaging a 4v5 is a possibility. Svenskeren burns the zone. Jiizuke at half HP. Big damage and an impact. The shield comes up, but he should go down, and he does. CLG may be able to find a single kill. They still lose the turret in mid and in bot. And as Broxah comes alive in 4 seconds, CLG should look for the 5v4 team fight, find a way in, and maybe take away the Dragon and tie that score up.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to get there in time. EG look like they want to just try to rush down the Dragon, go take the Blast Cone as 4, just target that Dragon. There is some risk to this. CLG should try to just rush over there and force if they can. Impact's going to be dead for 15. This is probably your best shot to get something, but it just dies instantly.
Yeah, really good damage. It just burns down too fast, so even though the ward comes down to see him, it's like, actually, even if we flash, they get away. So no play to be had. EG able to ultimately trade a kill for a kill. They knock down tier 2 and tier 3 turrets in mid and bot. They still got the Dragon on the way out, and that's a pretty good Baron power play.
Absolutely. Got a lot of gold here. CLG pushing them back. The critical thing was the tower never got finished. You know, if someone could have actually gotten a couple more hits in there, finished off that tower a little bit earlier, I think EG could have actually committed to the fight, but the tower stays alive. CLG engaged just in time to push Jiizuke back, and with those carries moving up on him, he had to kite back. The tower survives. Lots of shots come out. get them that 1 kill, but it is just Impact going down. And honestly, he doesn't really matter at this point. He's been focused the whole game. He is behind, but he's going to play his role. The carries stay safe, and they are ridiculously strong at this point. An entire Lord Doms is essentially ahead here for Danny. You know, he's got the BF plus that, so really that kind of equates with the gold that the Last Whisper costs, and he is just very, very rich.
A full 3,000 gold lead on Tristana, and well itemized to kill anyone he wants to. It's going to feel really good right there. Finn in the side lane up against Impact. Once again has his level lead. Ult comes across, does not sidestep the punch, but doesn't seem to need to. Just Drain tanks it back up. Impact going to go for the dunk into the wall with a turret in range, but Finn should finish the kill. Gets stunned again. Turret is warmed up. He has to run pretty fast. Jiizuke going to be in range, going to knock him down. And a good trade kill, good TP to get it back.
It's a good TP from Jiizuke, but really, honestly, a good play from Finn, but it's the engaged mid lane.
Zhonya's going to mean nothing. Pobelter will still die for this one. Danny is on top. Svenskeren actually grabs the kill anyway. And now Smoothie has to flash to stay out of range. Ignar gets a slow, but nothing more than that, as they can't get in the range for the rest. So 2 for 1 the overall fight. EG come out ahead.
I mean, it's just tough. You realize how bad of a spot CLG is in when your solo laner gets a 1v1 kill, draws the other solo laner's TP, and then your team dies in the 4v3.
Yep.
Right? You know, you're just not able to actually play the map, and that's the situation they're in. Pobelter was with the squad. It's a 4v3. You still end up dying. They're going to take inhibitors off the back of this, so CLG's good play from Finn just really doesn't matter whatsoever.
All right, well, off we go to the other side of the map. Baron is up in 14 seconds, and the gold lead is 7,000. This is a gigantic one. EG have continued to accrue gold lead after gold lead after gold lead. It has grown over time. This graph is just up and to the right for EG. And CLG, the best they can do is put a couple wards down, see that the Baron setup is happening, and try for the desperation play onto Impact. He has flash, he burns it now. Ulti is up on top. There goes WildTurtle, big damage. Big spike comes in, the punch is there, but no ulti for Pobe. They don't go for the bigger play, as now the front line's ready to fight. Diana shuffled out, but Danny's ready to kill absolutely everyone. 1 for 1, 2 for 1, and the Tristana is still alive so far. Ignar frontlining, and they're gonna start burning people down. Finn burns his Zhonya's hourglass, but he's in a 1 versus 4. Flash to deal some damage, and it's not going to matter. A stopwatch keeps Ignar safe, and look at that. It's 3 dead on CLG and only 1 traded back.
Yeah, and you can see the assist pings. They want to go towards mid. The supers are there. 30 seconds on Pobelter, 40 on Finn, and this should be it for EG.
There we go. The wave going to be cleared as fast as possible by Turtle and Broxah. 3 caster minions, and the next wave, by the way, really far away, but bot is pushing in as well. Someone's got to int to knock down the minions, I feel like, or you're going to lose just before everything spawns. 8 seconds still on Pobelter. TP comes to keep the minion alive. They're going to lose both turrets first, and Broxah tries to get a bit of damage, but gets absolutely nothing. Tries to run away, tries to get out from Impact, but he gets pulled right back in. There's the last turret. There are 2 kills, and now as CLG respawns, it's not going to be enough. Danny jumps in for even more. A triple kill for him. The Nexus falls, and sub 28 minutes. Evil Genius is demolished CLG.
Danny just Goomba stomping them at the end, jumping on their heads, taking them down. EG running over this one. You can see everyone offering their condolences to Impact. Sorry, bud, wasn't a fun game for you.
Yep.
But the rest of the map was dominant. Start to finish, doing very well mid lane, always had the push. The bot lane winning out in the 2v2. Svenskeren, another great game. He just seems to be so on fire this weekend, yesterday and today, always in the right place at the right time, finding the ganks when he needs them, finding the counter ganks and the coverage when his teammates need them. And EG just played a very, very dominant game.
They did. Nicely done by them. Sadly for CLG, they had some good looks. You know, the draft looked like, okay, we're going to play around Finn. He's going to get big, like, and then we can follow up, right? We thought also someone in the back line. He goes in. Hey, if Kaisa's going to follow up, maybe that's possible as well. You know, finish the setup, whatever. And yeah, everyone else is pretty safe. Like, it's hard to get Azir out of lane. He's really safe. Generally speaking, you're not really going to punish the Kaisa too hard in lane there either. But at the end of the day, though Finn got ahead, everyone else in EG was just farther ahead, and they won the team fights, and they did it really, really well. So we are headed to a break. But on the other side, the Tigers will be talking with Svenskeren in a Verizon post-game interview.